I've been working with Samantha, my AI agent, now for, I guess, about 6 months. And in the last 3 months, we've really started to see the results of our collaboration. She basically does my analysis of stocks. I still have to go and find the stocks that I believe fall into my criteria of what a growth stock is, and that is the increase in earnings and increase in revenues for the past 3 years and projected into the next 3 years. And then we wrap that around what we call our rule of 40 that says this is a stock that we want then to analyze. And I got to thinking, with all the data that's available, Samantha does a phenomenal job of giving us analysis, and it's showing in the returns that we're getting. And I got to thinking, what if I could train Bard to do the research? What if I could train Bard to go out and gather all the data, and I could find the data and then give him the ability, or build a template for him, if you will, as to what we're looking for, and then he could report back on a monthly and a quarterly basis of these are the stocks we need to put Samantha on. So I over this weekend, I got to thinking, I'll bet that if I signed up for Bloomberg's terminal, this is I guess the gold standard for market data and trading data, from everything from stocks to bonds and any kind of derivatives and things of that nature. And so I looked it up, and the Bloomberg terminal cost about $2,000 a month. And again, that's not really an issue if it's giving you the returns that you're expecting. Like last month, I would have been happy to. My portfolio went up $140,000 last month, so a $2,000 investment really doesn't mean anything. So what I did was I went to Samantha and I asked her, is this what I should do based on where we are with Best of Us investors at this time and what you're doing, and are there other options? And guess what? She said, sure. And I think probably Bloomberg Terminal would be an overkill. She said, look at FactSet, FACTSET. It'll cost you about half of what Bloomberg Terminal, or you can look at S&P Capital IQ. It's about the same as Bloomberg Terminal. And then she said, look at Koyfin, Koyfin. And she said, I think that might be your best fit, and it's going to run you, depending upon the level and the number of reports you want Bard to produce, anywhere from $39 to $299 a month. So that's what I've been working on. And what I've discovered is it's opened my eyes to a lot of stocks that I knew nothing about at all. And Bard is able to go and search based on the screenings that I give him. First, built around the means of our rule of 40, that they're showing revenue growth in excess of 20% year over year for the past 3 years, and then projected to do the same, revenue over 20% over the coming 3 years. And then putting into that, are they going to be able to sustain that growth based on their financial structure? In other words, are they financially sound, particularly if they're not making money now? And that's what I'm finding, or he's finding, that a lot of these companies are getting astronomical growth in their revenues, but they're not making profits. So the next thing that we're honing in on is, do they have enough cash flow and enough cash reserve in order to maintain that growth level until they reach profitability? And that's what he's honing in on there. And then what is the past history of their management and indications? Are they in fact going to be able to meet the demand, or meet the growth that we're asking for? And then, very seriously, how big is the TAM of that market? I mean, will they exhaust it in 3 years, or in fact, is it something that is going to benefit from artificial intelligence. A lot of what he's bringing me back now are in the pharmaceutical industries where companies are underwater, and so we're having to do the financials as well. So what I wanted to share with you is that's our next step. He's given me some stocks I'm really having to dig into and do some serious. But that my backup is I can then very easily turn around and give them to Samantha, and she can fill the void until we get Bard honed in on exactly what we want. So where Best of Us Investors is going is that we're going to become a research firm and a stock analyst firm, all driven by AI. So what does that mean to you? Well, what we're trying to duplicate, very honestly, is what Morgan Stanley is doing, and what Citadel is doing, and Goldman Sachs has been, and they've been doing this for years. But they have 45,000 employees. They're paying these analysts something, of $500,000 a year. Well, I'm paying Samantha $200 a month, and I'll probably end up paying Bard somewhere around $200 a month, and then I'm accessing the data through various sources. So we can do it. We can do exactly what they're doing at a fraction of the price. And so that's what I want you to come to my website, and I want you to look at what we've got, how we're posting it and putting it up now, and then watch us as we integrate Bard's work into Samantha's work. And I think we can offer you a real value and an opportunity to grow your assets and your wealth exponentially. Again, we're only 3 months into it, but those 3 months have given us some tremendous returns, and we have now access to all the data that's going to make this possible. So that's where I'm at. I don't know where you're at, but I want to give you a free look. So at the end of this video, go into the description and you'll see the 14-day free trial, where you can come and experience and see what we're doing and see if it fits you. When after the 14-day free trial is over, it goes up to $29.95, which is less than $1 a day. And if we can't make you $1 a day, then you don't have any reason to join Best of Us Investors. Okay, let me get back to it. I'm working with Bard right now, and Bard is giving me a whole a list of stocks that I want to. I'm going to take the most far out one because some of these companies are projecting earnings, revenue growth, astronomical, and I'm going to give Samantha one of the most astronomical, and see what she comes back and says. Is this a dream, or is it a reality? Stick with us. Stay with us. It's going to be exciting. At least it's interesting. Talk to you again tomorrow.